guys. So today we're going to talk about tip 2, which is related to your vulnerability, is strength of the vulnerability. Many leaders think that they have to be the best or the strongest or the one that knows everything in the room. But that's not really realistic if we think about it. A lot of leaders will ask questions and will be vulnerable, will tell their team that they cannot do something or that they are not good at some stuff. And that's normal, that's real. So being real with your team really helps them to admire you and to understand that, you don't need to know everything. It's going to also help them to be vulnerable with you, which is going to help on efficiency overall. So a lot of my bosses in my career were very real. So they would say, I don't like long emails. If you're going to send me a long email, for example, I'm not going to be able to read it. So please do the first 3 lines, a summary or something like that. A lot of the times it's because of time or because of the focus or whatever it is. But it's important that you tell your team your vulnerabilities. Sometimes it's related to your mood of the day. So, for example, sometimes, things go wrong. Maybe your own boss was not very nice to you, or in your family, I don't know, or something, your car broke on the way to work. It's important that you will tell your team, even if you cannot tell them the details, but tell them, sorry guys, today is a day that I need to finish something, X person was not very nice to me, if you can say, or, I'm just not having a good day. I'm gonna be here, I have to focus on this, or I prefer to be alone today, I'm not doing very well. And they will respect, they will understand. It's important to be as transparent as you can. Of course, you cannot be 100% honest all the time, but it's important that you tell them. A lot of people, especially very junior people, if you're not in a good mood or if you don't look at them in a nice way, they will think it's their fault. So that creates a stress that's not necessary, right? At least in my point of view. I don't think it's nice. I don't think it's healthy to have this type of relationship. So if you tell them, today is not a good day for me, even if you cannot tell the details, you can tell them you need to focus on something, or you're gonna go earlier and work from home, whatever works for you. But it's important that you show some vulnerability. And vulnerability is not saying you're bad or that you are a bad leader or that you should not be in that position. Sometimes in meetings, when you don't know something, it's very important to ask, because it's important for you to know about it. And that also shows them you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be the one to know all the things that happen in the department, or a certain term, or related to the newer regulation that came out, whatever it is. And sometimes things you know about it, but it's just that someone named something in a different way, right? So it's important to be realistic and real with them. The other thing that is very important is when they ask questions, you don't know the answer, just say, sorry, I don't know that, or I don't know that yet, or I'm going to have to confirm that for you, or I'm going to have to research to make sure that I'll give you the right answer, or I don't know that. You don't have to know, okay? Of course, there are things that you, as in your position, you have to know, because that's why you're the boss. But in most cases, you have access to other people, you have access to more information, or maybe you cannot share the answer, and that's okay. You say, I'm sorry, but we cannot talk about this right now. As soon as I can, I'll share with you guys the information about this. So being realistic instead of giving fake answers or wrong answers, it's very important. The team will feel that you're real, and it's important for them to relate to you. And is there a point where you're gonna be too vulnerable? Maybe. And if that's the case, if you ever will be in a position where they will think you're not the right boss, or that you should not be in that position, it's possible, but it's not because exactly of the vulnerability. It may be that you really should not be in that position, or maybe the team just does not accept you. That happened to me, by the way. So sometimes they just don't click with you, and maybe that position was of some other manager before that they really liked. So in that case, even if you're not vulnerable with them, they will not like you. It's not because of the vulnerability. The vulnerability, when it's real, when it's just, you know, things that you don't know, it's not really related to your role. It will be a good thing for them to know that you're just a real person. And if they don't want you to be in that position, or if the team doesn't accept you, it's not because of the vulnerability that they will then accept you. Especially because if you give wrong answers, or if you're fake in a lot of different situations, they will catch it. So it's just not good. It's not the best. That's my opinion, of course. What about you guys? What do you think about the vulnerabilities? So also there is disabilities, right? So some people might be blind, or they might not have leg, or whatever it is. It's actually important that you share a little bit of your struggles with your team, because everyone struggles, and again, that shows that you're a real person, right? In my case, I am disabled, so when I have a bad day or when things go wrong related to my health, I'm not going to start the day talking about it, but if people ask about it, I'm honest, and I don't have to hide anything. So yeah, it's a good thing for people to see each other as people. That's going to be relatable. They will see you as a normal person. They will see you as a person. That's how I think it's better in the management side. So I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments what are the vulnerabilities that you have, and if you tell your team, or what are the ones that you have you don't tell your team. What are you afraid of? What are your questions about this? Let me know. Thank you. Have a good day.